Did you know that the Mercedes Formula One engine is one of the most efficient engines on the planet? Now, all Formula One engines, of course, are incredibly efficient. There's not a lot to choose between them, but it's fairly well known and well regarded that the Mercedes Formula One engine is probably the most efficient. It's where they've put a lot of their focus in terms of getting the most power, is to put it into the efficiency of the engine. So why do they do this? Well, you won't be surprised to learn it comes down to FIA regulations. They limit the amount of fuel you can have in the car at the beginning of the race to 37 gallons, which is 140 litres. They also limit the amount of fuel flow into the engine at any one time. That's limited to 100 kilograms per hour. And also they mandate the type of fuel being used. So in order to get the car to the end of the race and performing at its highest level, they of course then have to have an incredibly efficient engine. So how do they do this? So they can't use these huge, great, gas-guzzling, powerful engines in their cars because they'd use up the fuel immediately and they wouldn't be able to work with the fuel flow that is allowed anyway. So what do? Well, they use much smaller 1.6-litre six-cylinder engines. Now, in a road car, a naturally aspirated 1.6-litre engine, you're probably talking 130-ish horsepower. If you turbocharge that, maybe you're getting 200, 250. Formula One gets 850 horsepower out of these 1.6 6-litre turbocharged engines. It's incredible. Now, they also have the electrical component in the engine, which brings that horsepower total up to over 1,000, which is just insane. But we're going to just talk about the internal combustion for the moment. So, smaller engine requiring less fuel and fuel flow, but so much power. How do they do it? Well, it's all about thermal efficiency. Now, thermal efficiency is basically how much of that fuel gets turned into forward motion versus gets wasted in heat, in noise, in friction. All of those extra elements of how the engine operates wastes all that fuel. Now, in a road car, it's about 30% efficient. So 30% of that fuel gets used to actually turn the wheels eventually. 70% gets lost in all that other stuff. Formula One, on the other hand, it's a 50-50. So they get up to 50% thermal efficiency in their engines, which is actually really, really high. Keep an eye out for a video later today when I explain how they do it.